Hey everyone, I'll be covering all of the Nintendo Switch's game announcements for the final week of December and the final week of the year, so let's get started. Dotori is a 3D platformer by Indie Dev Studio, a South Korean developer, where furry critters are the protagonist and each one of them bring in new skills the others do not possess, to get through intricate and dense colorful worlds. The 2D story-driven action cyberpunk adventure game Evolutus is inspired by 80s anime realism shows like Blade Runner and Ghost in the Shell. Set in a Neo-Hong Kong, you play as 3 characters whose fates are curiously intertwined across a dramatic narrative with fast and engaging combat. Mo Astray is a pixel art side-scrolling action platformer with mind-bending puzzles where you'll be using special abilities to progress along, full of bizarre enemies, threatening traps, and ingenious level design. The fast-paced fighting party game, Akuto Showdown, is an isometric brawler with intense battles that are full of weapons. Enjoy local co-op or versus play in a variety of colorful and quirky stages. The old-school point-and-click adventure storytelling game, Sinless, is a cyberpunk story through and through. Experience almost a perfect existence in a utopian society where humans live with mandatory cybernetic implants that run their lives, where your almost perfect life takes an unexpected turn. Hiding the fact that she's a girl, Kisa Tachibana joins a boys-only opera school where she must lead her class to the final concert where everyone must give the performance of their lives in Jack Jean, a rhythm-based visual novel releasing next year. Dark Gravity is a fast-paced, low-poly vertical shmup with a non-linear campaign and lots of enemy types. Use special maneuvers to avoid upcoming damage and dish out devastating chains with several weapons at your disposal. Little Busters Converted Edition is releasing on Switch next spring. Riki Nao lost both of his parents as a kid, and he decided to make new friends and join a group called Little Busters. As they grew together, their bonds grew stronger in this heart-wrenching classic visual novel. Degica Games released a pair of new visual novels on the Switch. Nurse Love Syndrome lets you play as Kaori Sawai, a nurse with a healing touch who's ready to find love and move her career forward. Experience over 20 endings in the definitive edition of the game, including all of the previously available DLC. Their second release, Nurse Love Addiction, lets you play as Asuka Okachi, a ditzy, easygoing girl who just graduated high school and ready to enroll in Taito Nursing School. Experience the trials of learning on the job with your school friends right alongside you. Named after the youngest shogi champion in Japan, Kishi Fuji Sota no Shoji is a bit of a training experience for newcomers of this board game. Take on missions to learn the ins and outs, or play head-on with others in local play. Help 2 trees in the Zen-like puzzler, Omotomo. Experience natural growth as the story advances, and you learn why you've been asked for help. The aerial combat party game, Baron Fur is Gonna Fly, is inspired by World War I events, but played as furry creatures in a simple yet exciting 8-player battles, either alone or in local verses. Chronicle of Innsmouth 2, Mountain of Madness, is the second chapter of the series, picking up right where the story left off in the first entry, featuring dozens of puzzles and characters to interact with in the South Polar region. And that's what the game announcements will be covering this week. I wanted to take a second to thank everyone for supporting me in 2019. I'm glad I got a chance to do this again for one more year and that so many of you found these videos helpful. So with all that said, as per always, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate the support and be sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up. See ya!